Oh, fuck you. So that way we can
Match it.
match. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pop Motherfucking Nerdom.
Yeah. We back
I'm a
in the
little
building.
violent. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I'm a little violent.
It's because his
Let me
toy
calm
said,
down.
"Get down." Figurine said, "Hit the flow. Hit the flow. Hit the flow. Hit the flow."
So I blame Hansel for this because he's the one that keeps asking for them to fall, and they listen to him.
Man, yeah, they do, yo. And every now and then I get to work my elf magic.
And they just fucking come down. But I'm not touching anybody. I see this guy right here is about to fall. I'm not touching. We're just gonna go. So
Just throwing it at it.
hit like. Stop it. Thank you for hitting like and hitting subscribe for this new episode of Pop Nerdom, the show where Hansi and I sit down and talk about all these nerdy shit that we like.
Word.
I'm your boy Six,
Your boy Hanz.
and we shit.
And this is Six Hands Vision. Ooh, what you know about that?
What you know about that? And as it's gonna happen for the next few months.
So at least till the first week of March.
At least to the first week, right? We're gonna be talking about Wandavision.
Yeah.
Which is the new
the
show
ride
on
that is Wandavision.
right, the new show on what's it called?
Disney Plus.
Thank you.
On the thingamajob.
Yeah, right. On the thingamalink. And so it's third episode of WandaVision. Where finally shit kicks off.
Yeah,
And I
and
gotta
they in
tell
color.
you.
Ooh.
And they in color. And I gotta tell you, it's the Brady Bunch episode to call
Yeah,
it something, right? 'Cause
definitely.
They,
Yep,
they
definitely.
kind of have like a setting of something to go
With the squares
I got-
and all of that, the intro.
Yes. I have to tell you, you've been complaining before the show started that the show was too short.
Yeah.
And I told you, let it happen before you say that because we don't know. And in truth, it's the first time where I was pissed at how short this shit was.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think, I'm starting to have a thought that honestly, these episodes, if you take all of the fucking 7 minutes of credits after every episode and you put all the episodes
It's an
together,
episode.
It's a really long movie, is all it is. Like a really, really long movie, like maybe too long to be a movie. Like, look, this is going to be 3-4 hours. Let's just make it this. Because sincerely, what are they giving us sincerely, time-wise, in episodes? If you include the intro, which is part of the episode in some sort of way, right? Like it tells you something.
Yeah, I guess. Yes, very true.
So you have to add all the intros in. So you're probably getting
Probably getting
15 minutes,
yeah
15, 20 minutes.
17.
So, I mean-
like 17 and a half.
17, so that's a lot. I mean, 17 is a lot. So I mean, like in 3 episodes, you already marked, that's already a movie. So maybe it has to be a miniseries. But why did they not give us 3 episodes to begin with? Because what happened with me was last week, and not that I'm the center of the universe, but I'm the center of my universe.
For real, right? And I'm the one paying
what
for my shit.
Right. So for me, what happened was I saw the first 2 episodes, and I was like, all right, I'm intrigued. I want one more episode. Let's go. I'm ready. And that was fantastic. That was good. But I wasn't impatient because I felt like with the 2 episodes, you gave me enough that I was like, this is satisfying. 2 episodes, I'm getting something for it. But this episode was the first one where I was like, that's fucking it. Like, and it's not that it was a cliffhanger. It's that the whole episode, that's fucking it. And I'm beginning to think I'm going to have a problem
Yo.
every week because I'm thirsty for every episode. I'm thirsty. I'm like, let's go. And then you give me the fucking 27 minutes, whatever it is, 17 minutes, 20 minutes. And I'm like, dude, that's it?
Yo, Yvette's exact words. As soon as the credits started, she said, "Why are these things so short now?" It, like when she can notice it, you know what I mean? It's because I
And
you skipped out on some
the
sugar.
problem, right? And the problem is not timing because we've seen, for example, Clone Wars, the cartoons,
But the
where
pacing for it is
right, it's wrong because it leaves you. It's the pacing doesn't match how much time you're
exactly.
playing
It's
with.
like while you're watching it, the pacing makes you feel like you got 42 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Or you need, not that you, it's that what you need is 42 minutes to fucking tell me this proper.
Mm-hmm.
So the episode begins with a doctor seeing Wanda. And by the way, something that you mentioned that I think you mentioned, I think last episode, is the idea of the laughing. It's weird, or maybe I mentioned that. I don't know. Like it's like awkward that all the laugh tracks and all the shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah,
just
yeah.
doesn't seem
Mm-hmm.
that funny. And bro, in this episode, it was the weirdest laugh track of all the three episodes
Cause it was like
so far.
covering awkwardness. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was.
But and it was covering situations that were like super serious, and it's like and for the first time, yeah, for the first time, I felt this episode is the first time that I felt like they Wanda, if it is Wanda that's made this universe, because we're thinking we're watching House of M, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wanda is in a place where she's trying to make herself feel good.
She's in a
Now,
place where she has zero control, so that's why she's over controlling that little pocket of universe. You understand what I'm saying?
right, like the real world she has no control
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
So in
you.
this pocket universe she's over controlling. Now, here's another thing that I found interesting, and I don't want to jump there. Let's go through it. So the episode starts with her getting bigger and bigger by the second. She's building the room where they're
Yeah,
gonna
she's
put the
doing her
baby
nesting
in.
thing. Yep, yep, yep.
Right, and he's nesting too. He's like trying to figure it out. He's trying to understand what the fuck is required of him as a father and all these things. Fantastic, good, excellent so far. The doctor's there checking on her, and then the episode keeps moving forward, in which is like, well, she's getting more and more pregnant. So I
And
mean, the
a
point
theme
of the
also in
episode,
the beginning is, where do babies come from? You remember
yes,
they're very, because before they're very, the children, and then you get to this episode, and then now I guess like the child craze has hit Wanda and Vision, but they're like, you know what I mean? Like, where do babies come from? And he's reading blah 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 blah, you know, and it's
and
like,
it's the
you know, because he's a robot.
it's yeah, but it's also the idea that there's something that doesn't match even for
Exactly.
him.
Yup. Yup.
So I mean, they kind of showed that they had sex in the previous episode,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's
Mm-hmm.
that scene where they like cover themselves in the
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
under the
where the beds get
blankets,
together. Yup.
right? So they kind of hint that they had sex, but there is this lack even from her from understanding. But she's kind of covering it too. Like her
Yeah.
attitude is more like, yeah, don't ask that. It's okay, right? Right. And the first part of the series of the episode is basically that it's her having contraptions and then affecting the
Yup. The
whole
contractions are
neighborhood.
like breaks in her in that reality. You know what I mean? In that realm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they're
Because it's
actual.
super
They're actual feelings.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's things you can't
So
control.
right, and so it gives you more and more hints that this is a House of M. Like this is her making this reality. So when things affect her too much, which we've seen before, obviously we've seen it when she said no to the guy that comes up from
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ground. But
Yup.
this is more like out of her control disaster. And something interesting that I found that I thought was important was all of the commercials have been important,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
So the first commercial that they show is the Iron Man cannon. The second one, and I seen after we recorded or the day after we recorded, I should say, I saw a podcast or two about what they were talking, what people thought this was it, and blah 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 blah. And one of the things one of these guys mentions is, and I can't remember his podcast, but I put the link down below so everybody can go check them out. They're very good. I forget who it is though. Was like there is the sound effect from the toaster with Stark's Industry is pointing to her life as the thing that made her and her brother be orphans and become essentially mutants.
Yeah.
Right? Because all their family got killed and they got affected because a Stark missile blew
weapons,
up.
yeah, Stark weapons and stuff. Yep.
They blew up, a Stark missile specifically blew up and like killed their parents or whatever it was, right? So, in that same vein, there's the clock showing you with the same name of the guy that experimented on them and made them enhanced humans. That's what they called them in the Marvel Universe, but mutants.
Mutants, exactly.
And in this one, there was, don't you wish you can get away from all of this craziness?
Yep. The spa, the Hydra soap. There we go.
The soap, and then he has it's Hydra soap, like you said. And it's making me think more than anything that she probably was thought, or she was being experimented on. Possibly. There is a Hydra thing where they're like, because Hydra is all about their secrecy. It's all about
layers and layers.
Kill yourself before they capture you, like all of these things. And it seems to me like they thought her, protect yourself when there's too much, come to this place and be safe. So like save yourself. And I think it's instructed. I don't think it's a natural reaction. If I'm reading the commercial right, I mean, I don't know, but that's what it felt like to me when I was looking at it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I definitely felt when I saw the commercial, I definitely felt like it was like an analogy to like what she was doing, just escaping. You know what I mean? But it's funny how like these things.
But why is Hydra?
It's Hydra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, who the fuck knows? I mean, obviously, this show is doing a fantastic job of keeping you holding on to it and not giving you shit.
And shout out to the people that were like, yo, all superhero, I don't watch those shows or those movies because they're all the same and they all got the same formula. Bam.
Thank you.
Drops.
Look at this from
Wandavision. Yep. What you gonna do with that? Wow. What you gonna do with that?
So yeah, and yes, I don't quite grasp what the
now people are entering, well, at least not as they conveniently as they want, but they're doing it because the agent Geraldine, this is her second bout in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And she obviously, when she says to Wanda, like, yeah, because Wanda then has the babies. And if you read the comic book, she has twins.
Yep.
You know that she's a twin.
Yeah,
You know her brother got killed in Age of Ultron. They introduced them and killed them in Age of Ultron, which was unfortunate because that was nothing more than there were two Quicksilvers at the same time on the screen.
Yep.
And I think Fox was like, look, you can borrow him, but you got to kill him off because we're trying to do something with this guy. And so, right. And so, I'm curious I think that's what happened, if I remember correctly. But for her, it's a big trauma, right? So she's like, yeah, I was a twin, and she's obviously sad. And it's one of the only times that we've seen her being
human, like not like
incredibly like let go, but also let go of the farce that she's trying to create, even within this
she even
world.
does
like
the little rush or the little, I forgot where they're from, Ukrainian. Ukrainian.
They're from somewhere. One of the stands, I thought it was. but she does a song in the language when she's singing to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Her accent is completely gone, by the way, which I always found interesting because she had it like it kept disappearing per movie, but more and more
Part of the Wanda.
But here it was interesting that she kind of brought it back in
Yeah,
a little bit.
just a little, just a smidget.
Yeah, and then she says her name, and then she says it with the proper accent, and then she starts singing in their language. And then the lady, what's her name again?
Geraldine.
Yeah, Geraldine is like, yeah, your brother was killed by Ultron, wasn't he?
And
And
I saw a
Wanda,
very interesting comment because they were like, "Yo," somebody said, the word Ultron reminded me that I was in the MCU.
really?
Mm-hmm. Because it removes you. Like you're you know what I mean? Like you're like involved in the mystery. You're like, yeah, I know it's a big picture, and I know this leads to something else. Like at the end of this, we're gonna be like, oh, this is what this leads to. But right now, you're just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like, yo,
Right.
what's the mystery? How do we solve this?
Right. And so I think that this episode, above any other episode that we've seen so far, what it did was also the neighbors breaking through the wall. Like there's a lot of awkward things happening because
and that's
she's
a lot
not
of
as focused.
Symbology too, though. You know what I mean? That's like
Yeah.
Sword breaking into the wall, trying to break into the wall.
Also,
Freaking Agnes.
The
Goddamn Agnes.
the idea that the wall is cracking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And you see how the right behind him is like fake, like it's like 2D,
like a cardboard. Yeah, like it used to be back when they did those shows. Like there's a fucking painting behind them, so that they don't have to get it's in a set.
Yep.
So, but super visible, very fucking distilled, right? Like he's losing his.
He uses his powers in front of
strength.
people. People seem like it's normal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
When in the first episode, everybody was like, "Huh?" You know what I mean? She had to redo the.
Yeah, and this time around, he's just like, "We gotta go, Doc." And then the doctor says something very interesting when he was like, "You're not going on vacation."
Like nobody
and
leaves.
the doctor was, yeah.
That was some get out shit right there, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That was some get out
For
shit
real.
right there.
And also to top it off, the when the two neighbors are talking to each other and being like, "Oh no, come
They're
on, stop
whispering.
talking."
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's weird because Vision is like, "What the fuck is happening?" But it shows you two things. One, they obviously know kind of what's happening, and they're scared to fucking confront it. But he's really fucking lost.
He is the most fooled. He is the fool.
Right.
Yo,
like
is he even
obviously
alive?
doesn't. I don't know.
That's a good
I don't
question,
know.
right? Is he even
I mean,
alive?
I don't know if she just created a thought of him
And is
brought,
interacting
all
with
of
that
her memories
thought.
of him.
Yup.
Right, rather than being him there.
Yup. That's what I'm telling you, yo. This is.
Because notice that the real Vision. Well, I don't know if this is not a real Vision, but the Vision from the movies knew everything.
Yes.
Right.
Everything.
He's
Everything.
super fucking smart. Right. Like he was a computer system. Like he's Siri come to life, essentially.
He's Siri,
So he
Alexa,
didn't-
and whatever Microsoft got.
Right.
Katana.
All of them.
Katana, yo.
There you go. All of them put together. And then in this, he's just lost.
Yeah.
He just doesn't understand. He has to read to learn. Like he's not.
Complete.
He's missing some of what the Vision was. And listen, if that's gonna be the real Vision from now on, that's fantastic.
That's fantastic too,
that
because
makes sense.
I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You just
And
don't.
he's more human. He's more humanized too, right?
I think
Like,
yes.
he's
I mean,
more-
Six. So if I was to just rip up a little piece of your skull, you know what I'm saying? Just you'll be a little weird. Oh, and
mean weird
and
error.
that my wife and her saucers, and my husband and his impregnable skull. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I don't know. I don't know if he's alive. Yo, I keep wondering that. Yo, every time, like, yo, I don't know if he's alive. But yo, it would be fire if he's not, though. Too. It would be fire if he's not. So, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see what the fuck they're gonna do if he's not alive, and then they're gonna be like, "Nah, nigga, he gone.
He gone.
He's been gone." What you gonna do with that?
And you saw when they posed like that, when they heard the sound and they posed like that, the both of them next to each other in the living room. That is a homage to their first cover. WandaVision's first cover that they're on the issue
right.
1. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't look. I feel like this episode really has like I'm gonna have to watch this episode like 4 times.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna have to watch this episode before I watch the other one next week. Like roll into it.
Right.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
I feel like this episode really was the best magic trick they pulled so far.
Yes.
And what I mean by magic trick, magic trick is look at this while I bend this
all
over
of
here.
this over here. Everything is happening in the background. Everything's happening in the background.
And I think that was the one trick that this episode pulled the best. And unlike most other times, I only seen it once.
I was very much confused. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, it was one of those things where when you just stare at it and you don't know if you know what you saw, but you know what you saw. I'm not sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on drugs. You know what I mean? I was like, but it wasn't bad at all.
No,
not bad. It just wasn't. It was like getting food and going back to that place and it's not there no more. And you're like, I should have ordered more last time. I should have ordered more.
Possibly, I feel, yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of this episode, again, was happening where we're not looking, because there's a lot that's happening in this episode with her, and
there might be a lot of shit that pays off next week. You know what I mean? Like
later on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the neighbors are like, who is she? Is she in there with
Geraldine? Mm-hmm. She doesn't have a home.
Geraldine, and then she doesn't have a home because, and then she was like, shh. And then she leaves away, and there is something. Everybody knows that Geraldine, but that's the thing that's crazy to me, that Wanda, who created this universe to some degree, doesn't even know what this universe is.
Yo, could I mean? The people that populate there that are reoccurring people, could they be like her antibodies? And like Geraldine is like the one foreign agent, and so was the beekeeper.
I don't know. You know what happened was when Geraldine got kicked out and she falls on the floor, and you see all of this, what I'm gonna assume are sword agents in and try to pick her up with the helicopter and all that. She's not in space. She's not in another place.
She's in Westville.
She's in a piece of land.
Mm-hmm.
She just happened to fall out of. So there is a chance that Wanda went to an existing place and just
took it over with her energy.
Yes. And
like
so these people,
like
and these people are really, yes. And these people really do live there. They really know who she is. And now they're like, well, I'm scared because I don't want to fuck. I mean, she did this shit. I don't know what the fuck she's going to do.
I understand. Like, she probably went to a little town somewhere to lay low. Nobody really, like, bothered her too much because we're in a little town. Maybe she started getting, the contractions and that. I don't know. That's a good one, yo. That's a real good one. I keep thinking these people are either figments of her imagination and the only person that's real is Agnes and Geraldine. I never thought about it that everybody's a real person and they're hostages. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I think that's what's happening, and I think that Wanda has to work really hard at making their realities conform to
Believable.
her reality. And I think that in moments like that with the pregnancy, where she's like super like, oh shit, they can't, they just can't, she can't control them as good, and they can't be as well controlled because he's like, fuck, I remember where I'm coming from. Because remember the first time that Wanda shows up in the Avengers, she whispers shit to people and they turn crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
she's controlling their realities, right?
Yeah, she got the
So I
juju.
think that she's so I
She
think
got the
she's doing the
juju.
same thing to these people as well. But the more they're in it and the more that she's occupied, the less that she can keep focus on keeping them all on their line. So I think that that's where that's happening. I think that's what that energy is coming from. In the fact that they feel like fuck. But I also think that instead of being her antibodies, I think they're trying to protect themselves. So be like, please let us go, kind of feeling.
Like, we'll play along as long as you don't kill us.
You don't kill me or destroy this whole fucking town. You know. What are your predictions for the next episode?
I have none.
You have none.
I
Right?
have none. Honestly,
It's tough.
it's really tough. Like, it's really tough because it's like you. I don't know. Like, honestly, like when you're writing notes for this, you just have to go off exactly what you feel because you're in uncharted territory. There hasn't been something like this. You know what I mean? It's like it was like watching Watchmen for the first time or the first season of The Boys. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I don't know. I gotta see where they're going. They're doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel that in the next episode.
we know that we got sped up and we're in wide television. We're in modern time, so we're at least closer to the now. You know what I mean?
Right. So I think that what's gonna happen in the next episode or two is that she's gonna have to come to terms with the fact that she can't control everybody anymore,
Yeah,
and
I
those
mean,
things are gonna hit her back.
I was watching, I think it was New Rock Stars, and the guy said of something very important. He was like, the stork and the foofy magic was not only a play on the 70s, but was a play on her not being able to. She's able to delay everything, like people knowing the truth, except for these twins, these babies. These babies are coming. That's why, like, every single freaking frame, she just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. But I can't wait. I mean, I'm very happy to see where this is going.
Me too. This is fire. This is fire. Like, yo, if you guys gonna give me just a... Remember how we were like, yo, what's the taste gonna be like? Yo, oh my God, we're gonna be getting the same flavor. Boom, look at that. They started off with a bang with this one. Yo, I hope... I really pray Black Widow doesn't Wonder Woman, yo. Like, we're holding it. For them to release something that, yo, you should just let that go. Let it go.
Yeah, I don't think that it will Wonder Woman. And I think I have more like Black Widow is not another Iron Man movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like most of those Marvel movies are another Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
Where the guy is broken and then he comes back as a hero. I think that Black Widow is gonna be more of a Captain America flavor, where it's not so much that you gotta break somebody down. It's more like, bro, we know what it is. It's more about the action and getting something really deep than it is about setting something up, because we've known her for 10 years.
Yeah. They gotta close that book.
Yeah.
In a nice way, respectful way.
Respectful way. Yeah, man. Well, let's blitz him.
Yeah. Nerd blitz
I
time.
held it back.
I hope you put that on there too. You gotta put the way you was looking down at your toy, like, yo, I want to break you. like yo, if I didn't buy you with my own money, like,
throw you out the fucking garbage can, bro.
Yo, you were so disappointed, yo. That's funny.
Fucking hell. Fuck you. I'm done. These guys can just lay down.
Get
Anyways,
down. Hit him with the nerd
let's
blitz.
see. Let's go with the. I'm so fucking mad right now. Nerd Blitz. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Marvel Studio. What's his name? Kevin Feige was saying that the multiverse will be a running theme to the MCU.
Yes.
That it's time to embrace the multiverse of madness they're in.
Yes.
So, what that means to me, more than anything, more than this movie's great, more than I can wait to do this, is we're gonna get away with bringing a lot of characters halfway through a story.
Bro.
And I'm afraid of that, dude.
Nah.
I'm
This
afraid of
sets
that.
this future proofs them. We're in a new Spider-Man. Oh my God, a new Captain. Yeah, we're in a new universe. You know, this future proofs them. You know, that's what they did. They set the same expectations of the comic books now. Now you can see.
But that's what I'm afraid of. The biggest problem that I have with comic books is not that there are multiverses, not that there is Batman by Gaslight, is that when you start mixing them together and souping them together, it's always a mess. And
It gets a little loopy. Yeah, it gets a little funny. It gets a little like when Squirrel Girl beat Thanos. Yeah.
Come on, man. And so come on. And so
couldn't crack that nut.
There is a fun part of, per se, bringing people over from other movie franchises and being like, yeah, we can keep this person because they're great at this. But I think it's messy, dude. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care what you want to say about it. I don't care what you think. It makes a mess. And the other problem is that once you make it a constant, then it becomes a reusable source of storytelling with diminishing returns every
but
single
they did say that
time.
They didn't want to be Avengering teaming up like, oh, this leads to this for a bad guy. They said that they didn't want to do that going forward for their phases. So I feel like,
and that's
like going forward, I feel like their arcs are gonna be more smaller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of it just being one piece of you know what I'm saying? Like instead of it being 3 gears, it's gonna be like 15 gears. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I understand, but and I don't have a problem with that. But the one problem that I'm referring to is if Doctor Strange deals with the multiverse and he opens a door and he creates some sort of something crosses over.
I mean, look,
Star Trek's
Man-Bat as Batman.
Come on, man. You've been doing
I
this.
feel you, yo. I feel you because it can't. Because if you know comics, yo, even if you don't know comics, like you should know that it. Yo, sometimes it go crazy.
Listen, you don't have to know comics. Star Trek has been doing this since the 60s with the Mirror Universe. And it was fantastic the first time you saw it. And it was great when you saw it on Deep Space Nine because Next Generation you never got to it. But then once you saw it for the 5th time on Deep Space Nine, and then you saw it on Enterprise for again, it's just like, and now you see it in Discovery.
Say, yo. Every time you see it, it's
like,
cheaper
come
and cheaper.
on with this shit. Yep. Yeah, it's just diminishing returns every time. So I appreciated, for example, Into the Spider-Verse. Great fucking movie, fantastic idea. It brought something to you that you can be like, I'm with it. It's great. And you can do it with Spider-Man in live action, which you are obviously going to do because it's happening. But
get down. Yeah.
But I don't want now for them to have multi-universe crossovers every 10 years it's just it sucks, dude. It sucks. And then bring somebody back. So now you can be like, hey, let's bring Scarlet back because she can be Black Widow from Earth 2. And then we can now have her 10 years down the line. Like, no, don't give me that shit 10 years down the line. It sucks. Just give me the reality that you're building, which is fresh and is new.
You see, I have faith in it because I've seen, you know, I'm an avid watcher of the Arrowverse, and that's what the Arrowverse basically is.
Yeah.
And
all the time.
They do it meh, but yo, Marvel's not meh. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's DC.
But Hansel, DC started creating that shit.
Yeah.
In comic books.
Yeah, no.
And so you cannot tell me. Every time they do another fucking Infinite Crisis.
Oh my god.
Fucking.
I'm not. Every time they do a crossover, I think if I want to start it, if I want to watch, I'm not gonna lie to you. By the second one, you already know. When they did a crossover to Sing, they had like a 4-minute singing. I said, no, you know me. I stopped watching for like 2 years, yo. After that, I was just like, I'm done with y'all. You know what I mean? But hey, I don't know. Marvel's good, yo. Marvel's good, yo. Like I don't think they're gonna water down their product like that, unless they. You know what? I think that multi-universe thing. I think is for them to be able to give you mini series, for them to be able to give you longer shows, for them to.
But I don't need that. I don't need it. If you're gonna give me a mini series, don't make it about a fucking parallel universe. Give it to me like this.
Ooh, I mean, I don't know. I'll take no, honestly, but and it's crazy because, to be honest with you, I just finished saying that Arrowverse did it pretty shitty, but in the comics, DC has the best freaking alternate things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to see Thomas Wayne as Batman. You know what I'm saying? Real quick.
And that's great for DC because DC has that history of doing it. But for Marvel, I just don't need that.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't, I'm not happy about that. I mean, I just, fine what it's going to be, but, you good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Game of Thrones has another prequel coming. The Tales of Dunk and Egg from that Night of whatever, that book that J.R.R. Martin wrote, where it's like a bar where they tell stories about knighthood and all that stuff.
Oh, that
fire. Might be alright. I'm with like a little anthology.
I'm with the prequels. Yo, stories like that's how you keep like the main story fresh, is by just remember in episode 7, season 4 when they were talking about that. Whoop, 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 whoop. Bam, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, who would have who would have wanted to see Blackfish fight? You know what I'm saying? A young Blackfish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? With it.
For real. The Star Wars Andor series is not using K2SO until probably the second season. So, I think big fucking mistake, because K2SO was one of the best things about Rogue One, because he had no fucking filter.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker would say shit like, he don't want you here, I don't want you either, and I think he's dumb. Why don't I have a gun? He's
maybe
like
where that character, when they meet, it's a pivotal thing. So maybe they want to show the pre. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's fantastic, but that could happen halfway through the first season.
Exactly, right?
That could be the first episode.
Yeah, for real, first 2. He meets him in the second one, half of the second one. You know what I mean?
Although I can understand, because the first time you see Endo, he's by himself and he's a fucking badass. You remember he kills that guy. He's like, give me the info. Yep. Yeah. Be relaxed, and then he shoots him in the back. That motherfucker's not playing around. So I'm okay with that. So Tenora Paris, talking to TV Line, says that she confirmed that the WandaVision series is right after Endgame.
Yeah, so like right after. Yup.
So that's cool. I like that because it gives you a real timeline to where to follow, and that's cool. I mean, I'm sure that it is cementing the idea that this is gonna kick off everything that's gonna happen in the movies from this moment on. Willy Wonka prequels gets a releasing date, and the Paddington Bear director. Do we need a Willy Wonka prequel? Does anybody care?
It's one of those things they're gonna release and it's gonna just be visually dope. So it's just, you know what I mean? Like, do I need the story? No. Have I ever thought, damn, I wonder what Willy Wonka was, young Willy was like. What would young little Billy was like? You know what I mean? Like, nah, never.
This is another. I don't know if we need this, but Seth MacFarlane, the guy that created Family Guy and American Dad and all that, is redoing the Naked Gun movies, and he wants Liam Neeson to star in it. Now, funny Liam Neeson is not funny. Well, that's not true. Liam Neeson was funny like in Extras.
Knock, knock.
Come in.
Hey,
Hi, how's it going? What seems to be the problem?
I've contracted AIDS.
But I don't think Liam Neeson needs to be in the Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Although Leslie Nielsen, who's the guy in the original Naked Gun, was a really serious actor with a giant dick. Apparently, somebody said his dick was huge. I don't know who said it, but shout out to him. But maybe I don't know. Maybe Liam Neeson as an action star flipping into comedy might be something interesting, but that never really works great.
The timing, man. Usually doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, unless they have a funny co-star. That's usually when the action star is
right.
Funny. You know what I mean?
Right.
They got Kevin Hart next to him or something. AKA The Rock.
And finally, from this end, Matt Damon reportedly joins the cast of Thor: Love and Thunder. Remember, he played like an actor playing the part of Loki.
Yeah.
In one of the Thor movies, and he's apparently coming back. So I wonder to what capacity or what he's going to do while he's there.
And speaking of people coming back, reportedly in the Eternals movie, there might be a sighting of a certain purple guy with a big chin and a snap. That's what they're saying. Yeah, Sir Snap-a-Lot is going to be there.
Sir Snap-a-Lot?
Two snap, yeah, sir, 2 snaps.
2 snaps in the circle. See? This is what I'm talking about. This is what the multiverse bullshit I'm talking about.
See, that's the thing, that your headlines be so misleading, because they be like, he's gonna be in it. Yo, I could be in the movie for all of 5 seconds, and I was technically in it. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I don't need a Thanos. Even if he's a good Thanos, I don't need a good Thanos either. Like, less. I need a good Thanos less than I need another Thanos in the movie.
I need Thanos in the capacity of a flashback, and that's it. you like literally, like, he don't gotta come out ever. That's what I mean by him. Like, he don't ever.
Right.
I don't need him. Like, he's no. He did his thing.
You just proved my point about this multiverse bullshit, bro. I don't want it. I don't want it. I mean, I don't know if that's how he's coming back, but I'm assuming.
Also, Jared Leto replies to Morbius delayed tweet with the Bernie Sanders. So petty, yo, shout out to my vice president.
Shout out to Kamala.
Shout out Kamala. She tripped, yo.
Forever.
That shit was so funny, yo.
Forever, Kamala's the shit. At least she seems like the shit. Let's wait until she does something until we can say she's the shit.
I like what she was wearing, though. I'm not even gonna lie, her outfit was fire. Me and my girl, me and my girl were like, ooh, she looks nice. and then she tripped, yo. She tripped, and her eyes almost came out. That's how I knew she was from the Caribbean. I saw them eyes that say it all. You know what I'm saying?
Like two fried eggs, bro. Like,
Whoa,
oh,
like two fried eggs just busting. Way in the bus, bro. Just yo.
Oh lordy. Look, I'm happy that we have a change of pace in how we're doing things, but
I'm just happy it's not them boys and not Republicans. I'm talking about them Trump boys aren't in the office. That's the only thing I'm happy about.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I gotta see something happen before I'm actually happy.
I mean, shit, yeah, we joined the Paris Agreement. We canceled the pipeline. The boy been working. Like, he not playing. Like,
yo, you heard that he ran out of pens?
Yeah, and ink.
Signing shit?
And ink. Ooh.
This motherfucker came in there like,
it was dry. It was dry. You know, if he would have been 10 years younger, he would have used blood, but he dried up there too, though. You know what I'm saying?
10, like 40.
I was trying to be nice, 6.
120 years old over here.
Yo, why is Bernie the realest motherfucker ever, bro? He said, I was just trying to keep warm and trying to pay attention. Yo, how you say that? Like, bro, you got a job there. Like, you're part of the cabinet. Like,
I understand, but it's cold, nigga.
I was just trying to stay up. Yo, that's code word for this should have been an email, yo. Ain't nobody gonna send me the link. Like, I'm fucking 70 years old. This cold as hell. Oh man.
Oh shit.
God, Bernie's the one of one, bro. Bernie 101, yo.
Bro, I mean, but he's too old too. I mean, they're all too fucking. Everybody's too fucking old in government. Motherfuckers
oh
need
yeah,
to
hell
go.
yeah, hell yeah. It's just, yo, you could literally throughout the decades, you could Brady Bunch his speeches and he just says the same shit, bro. He's not playing around.
Yo.
He's been.
No,
he's the person. I told you so. If I told you so was
a person, like embodied.
That's him. I've been telling y'all.
Bernie.
I've been telling y'all they're making too much money. I've been telling y'all we could get paid this much. I've been telling y'all we should have health care. You know what I mean? Like.
But my point is to something that I've always said and something that's always bothered me. Always is. Governments in general, not just the United States government, but like most governments, is a bunch of old people deciding the future of young people. And I think that it needs limitations of age.
Yeah. You need
not ageism.
You should
not
be able to
ageism, but
you should be able to age out. I'm sorry. You could age, yo. You should be able to age out, yo. You should be able to age out. Like,
you think so? I just think that nobody should be working in government for
20, 30, 40 years.
Nobody. But if you come in at age 50 and you're good enough to be in there, you should have 10 years to do whatever you're going to do. But it's just like there's no new ideals, there's no new blood, there's no. I mean, that's not true.
It should be like a 12-year contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, 12 or 18 years, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's it. Get out, bro. Like, we need the youth to fucking deal with the youth. And I feel like, listen, I'm 43. I feel like I'm reaching that age where I'm like, I don't know what's good for somebody that's 17 coming up.
But it's like that, though. You know what I'm saying?
But if your child, your actual child, is in their 50s, you needs to go. Yeah. You can't be in there.
Dude.
You just can't.
Bro, Joe Biden's kid died at 40-something. A few years ago.
Oh, man. Yeah, come on.
I mean, he's older.
You know, I see for the presidency, for the president possibly to have somebody that's a little bit older, to make wiser choices, to have more experiences that they can do things. But I just don't see all of government being 80 years old.
But honestly, that's not even just an American thing, bro. I just feel like around the world, because like these other people in power, I don't think they would want to talk to somebody young either. It's also another thing, you know what I mean? It got to be across the board. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure. And no, and I'm not saying that that's why I said it's not just a U.S.
Nope.
It's just it's politics. Politics shouldn't be for all people. There should be some experience. There should be a lot of experience, actually,
yes, sir.
and a lot of wisdom. But it shouldn't be a fucking bunch of 90-year-olds deciding for me what's best for
The next 20
my
years
kids.
of my life, yep. Well, you're not even going to be here.
Come on,
Talking
bro.
about some fossil
Yeah.
fuels. Boy, you a fossil.
Exactly.
You a fossil fool. That's what you are.
So much like always, we got into politics, but this was a great show
Yeah.
altogether. And we kept it tight.
Yeah.
So hit like. You right there. You hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that little bell. So that every time we show up, you can come here and hear us rant.
Do that.
Do that
Awesome.
shit.
In
I
whatever
being
order
your
you
boy
feel.
6.
Your boy
Yeah.
Hands.
And thank you for stopping by. Peace in the Middle East. Let's get it. Let's make 2021 a good year.
And
Stay
R.I.P.
home.
Larry David.
Put on your fucking mask. R.I.P. Larry David.
Larry King,
R.I.P.
Larry King, Larry King, Larry King.
Shit, Larry David is still around.
Yo, we done killed Larry David, dog. Yo,
we
we
killed
out.
Larry King.
We out, we killed Larry David.
Bye. Bye.
That's the end of the video, and bye. Don't forget to subscribe. That's it.